Okay, welcome to Critical Game. We're going to do a 1 o'clock live workout routine. At home, functional, base exercise. I'm not late today. I'm on time. Huzzah. up? What's that? Who's texting me? I'm going to wait about a couple minutes, see if anyone wants to join in. So today we're going to do a little bit of everything. We're going to do a full body at home functional exercise routine. Okay? It's going to be pretty simple, basic, all that stuff. Don't mind me. I didn't sleep at all last night. I was up because I was super excited to get on YouTube and go up. And got all right, get my timer set, ready to go. Put my remote set, ready to go. Here we go. Wait a few more minutes. See if anybody else wants to come in and join. And hang tight. All right. So I'm going to be doing a little more advanced stuff. I'm going to be doing stuff with some resistance bands, maybe some of the stability balls, whatever. If you don't have any access to this stuff, it's fine. Don't stress it. Just do what you can do. So, all right, here we go. I'm going to start off with some stretching because honestly, the idea is to prevent injury, not cause injury. I want to improve quality of life, right? Stretch. Take that stretch out a bit. Up. There you go. Get one side nice and stretched. Cool. The other one's nice and stretched. Open the critical beams. Oh. We're doing an at-home functional exercise routine today. Okay. All right, here we go. So we're going to go against the wall. First things first, wall angles. These guys are incredibly effective. So we're going to put ourselves against the wall, elevate our hips forward a little bit, right? Arms up, go up. We want to keep our knuckles and our forearms against the wall. 2. Counting down, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Come back up. Don't thrust your hips up like that. It's not good for you. Take 30 seconds. We do it again. In the meantime, if you have resistance bands at home, something else you can do to help strengthen it, pull aparts. Grab these guys. I like to shorten the tension a little bit. Right? And just bring them all the way across. I'm going to do 10 of those. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Goes down. We'll come back to those in a minute. Now we do those wall angels again. Ready? Hips forward. And you can actually combine these two in a bit of a wall sit, right? So you come down, get your hips right there, like so. Elevate you off the floor a little bit. Kind of put yourself in a bit of static hold. That's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Now come back up. Go back to the pull aparts. Got these guys, right? Again, you don't need to tighten them like that. I do because I want to get some extra challenge in there. So I take it, pull them apart. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Easy on. What's up? Hi, Frank. Now we're going back to the wall angels, okay? So get yourself down. Don't put yourself flat against the wall like so. You kind of want to push your hips forward a little bit, right? When you do them, you want arms flat against the wall, knuckles drag up, and they touch. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and one more, and 1. Good. Now come up off the wall. Okay. Almost set of the pull aparts. Grab these guys again. I wrap around because I want that extra resistance on there. I really want to work out the back. This is a perfect exercise to help combat kyphosis. You know, what you get from the desk job, that slouched shoulders, the shrunken head. We don't want that. That's not good for your posture. So, and here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. What's going on? What's up, guys? Now I'm gonna take a minute before we get started on the next exercise. Okay? Squats. Now these are kind of these are great exercises for the lower legs. But if you're at home and you can't quite do the squat position, right, you got a couple options. You can do a wall sit instead, which is a static hold, nice isometric movement here. Put yourself down and just hold for 30 seconds to a minute. Right? Or you can get yourself in and out of the chair. Like so. Right? Get yourself a nice chair or bench. Okay? Once you get your shoulder width apart, and then come down. Get down to the ground and come right back, not on the ground, but on the chair, and come right back up. Okay? Down and up. Get back nice and straight. For those of you who can do a squat and don't have any issues with that, we're going to do squats and knee raises. Okay? So we get in prison squat position like so. Feet shoulder width apart. Go down to the squat position, right? Come up, opposite knee, up to elbow. Okay? There you go. At 10. Counting down. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, big 30. Welcome to Critical Games. Here we have 5 pillars, right? Obstacles are meant to be overcome, not excuses to quit. Number 2, no excuses. 3, commit to the grind. Consistency is key. 4, mindset is everything. Powerful mindset, powerful tool. And 5, honor and respect. You have to honor your body, respect yourself before you can respect anybody else. Make sure you get your water. I'm going to do this again. Hands up. Like you're about to get first. All right, here we go. Down. Up to knee, up to elbow. With that rotation in. There are 5 key movements of the human body. This is 9. I'm counting down, remember? 8. Good. Here we go, guys. Here we go. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And last one. 1. 30 seconds. So as I was saying, 5 basic movements of the human body. Push, pull, bend and lift, single leg, and rotation. What we're doing with the squats is we're doing a bend and lift maneuver with the rotation. Rotation is going to work the core foundation, and we need that. One more set. Please keep your fluids up. There we go. That's it. If you want to dizzy or lightheaded, please take a few minutes more. Or seconds or whatever. 10. Counting down. I count backward because it makes it feel like 9, you're accomplishing something instead of stacking it up. 8. It's all about mindset. 7. There you go. 6. 5. There you go. 4. 3 more. 2. And 1. Good. Take a minute. I know. Why do exercise when you can just take a pill or watch a football game, right? Because it's good for you. You know? I got into this because I didn't want to feel bad about myself anymore. I didn't want to feel negatively. I wanted a better way to control anxiety and depression and all that without having to rely on medications. Medication is just a quick fix, patch job. It doesn't solve the problem, right? So here we are, taking it one day at a time, one problem at a time, one step at a time. Okay? Next, we're going to do lunges because why the fuck not? Everybody seems to hate lunges, So that's more the reason why we're going to do them. We're doing lunges. And then on top of doing lunges, we're going to add a little bit of a rotation into it too. This is going to be a single leg exercise, right? There you go, guys. So we take a step forward, right? And we come down to a lunge position, and then we will rotate. Come back up. That's 10. Same leg. We don't want to use momentum. Rotate. 9. Rotate. 8. Here we go. 7. Good. 6. Get that little rotation. 5 more on this side. Here we go. Rotate. You need to hold on to something like a counter or a chair to do it. 4. And rotate. 3. Here we go. Take one more. And 1. There we go. Now we do the other leg. Here we go. We'll rotate the other legs. Take a step forward. Come down. We want 90-degree angles on both sides. Rotate. That's 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 2. Rotate. 4. Don't fall over, please. 3. I was also talking to myself. 2. Here we go. And 1. All right. You guys remember growing up? And I know parents are always telling you got to eat your vegetables, and you're like, they're kind of gross, I don't want it. Same thing is true for the exercise. The harder the exercise, the more challenging it is, the less you like it, probably the more beneficial it is. Lunges and burpees, for example. As a trainer, I get more people complaining about those two exercises than just about anything else. Because they're challenging, right? They challenge you. They produce a lot of growth. Lunges, for example, is a single leg exercise. And they're quite challenging as it is. A lot of people don't just stand there on one foot all day and day, right? They walk on 2 feet. So we're using momentum to kind of go throughout our day. We don't want to do that now. We want to focus the muscles individually and strengthen them. And I gave us about a minute break there because, well, quite frankly, the lunges kind of suck. But we're going to do them again. All right, here we go. Right foot down, rotate. That's 10. Down, rotate. 2. You remember we want to keep this movement controlled. Rotate. That's 7. 6. Down, rotate. 5. 4. 3. Rotate. 2. And 1. Okay, now we do the other leg. Down, slow, rotate. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Nice. All right, let's take a break. If you have a counter or a parallel bar or something you can grab onto and you do this exercise, great. Do that. The idea is to improve quality of health, not to take away from it. So if you need to hold on to something while you do your lunge, do that. And if you can only go down a quarter of the way, right, go down a quarter of the way. There's no shame in that. We want to slowly start to strengthen the muscles so we can perform the exercise more and more effortlessly. What does that notification say? reclining plane seat rude? Yes, totally. You only got so much room in the plane as it is to recline your seat back into somebody else's lap. Absolutely rude. Not only is it rude, it's inconsiderate to the people behind you, but completely irrelevant to what we're doing with lunges. Lunges, here we go. That's 10. I know you guys love them, that's why we're doing them. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. Here we go. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Other side. Here we go. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. Oh boy. 3. 2. One more. And 1. Cool. Well, since we clearly love those, we're going to do another set. Yeah, I see. I get it. You know, fitness is kind of a struggle for a lot of people. They get discouraged, right? They spent how many years coming home from work, sitting on the couch, open up a beer, right? After working 9 to 5, busting their ass. And it's hard. And then and then you expect to do some fitness on top of that, right? Say, come on, all I want to do is take a break. I get it. I get it. The sad truth is society's not going to let up, right? And you need to be your best self so you can get through the day. Otherwise, you're just grinding 24/7, and eventually there's going to be nothing left, you know? So you got to take some downtime. You got to take some time for yourself. Prioritize self-care. And as much as it may not sound like it, and as many of you may disagree with me, this is self-care. Discipline is the highest form of self-love and self-care you can give yourself. So if you can get up and do the exercises and show up and show up for yourself, you're solid. But it's gonna be challenging. So again, I talked about how we did, like, since we love lunges so much, we're gonna do another set. This time what we're gonna do is what we call a bit of a curtsy squat. So you're gonna take this leg here, and this is quite challenging, guys. You're gonna bring it around like so, and bring that knee just to the other side of that ankle, okay? So you want your left knee to the right side of your right ankle, and you come down, and then right back up to the standing position. That's 10. Do it again, come down, right? 9. 8. 7. Don't let the name fool you. 6. It is brutal. 5. 4. 3. 2. Here we go. And last one on that side. Now we do it on the other side. Again, right knee, left side of our left ankle. Right? Bring it around and take a bow. 10. 9. 8. Holy hell, I almost got it. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Good, now take a break. And we're going to be doing 1-minute breaks in between these things because, well, these are challenging exercises. This is a single leg exercise, but it works so much more than just a regular lunge. I apologize. My son is having a sleepover tonight. And I asked him to update me accordingly. So, hi, I'm Ryan Schlipp. I'm owner and founder of Critical Gains Fitness and Wellness. Here, we focus on you being an expert on yourself, right? You spent, how old are you? How many years getting to know yourself? Ain't nobody know you better than you, right? You're the expert on yourself. You know what works for you. You know what doesn't work for you. You know your struggles, your strengths, your weaknesses. You know it all, right? That being said, I'm looking to take on clients, brand new business, get people up, feeling good about themselves, physically fit, help you reach your goals. But I'm not like one of those gyms where I sign you into a 6-month contract and a 6-month commitment. No, here's the thing: is you can't afford it. I get it. I understand. You get to choose when you end your subscription. Everything that I do that I design here is keeping you in mind, you being the expert of yourself. All right, here we go. We go down. 10, because that's a thumbs up, right? 9, down, other side of the ankle, there we go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, count down, 2, and 1. Good. Now switch sides. All right, here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7. Can't keep people here a long time, can you? 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. 1. Good. Take a minute. Feeling that one in the quads. Come on, timer. Here we go. Feeling that right there. That's not a bad thing. That's what we're aiming for, right? If your legs aren't shaking yet, we're not doing it right. Oh, boy. All right, so we got the championship games coming up. I'm sorry, I can't. I'm just not interested. I tried. Again, whatever. Now, it's hard to stay motivated, especially this time of year, right? You just got out of the holidays, you got the championship games coming up, and you're like, well, I missed this much time, might as well take some more time off. That's not going to benefit. No, come on, that's the wrong mindset. No, get up off your asses. Let's get to the gym. Let's do something, right? The hardest part is getting there, is getting started again. Once you can do that, right? Once you can get yourself to the gym or moving, then, well, you're already moving, so you might as well keep moving, right? Well, I've already done 2 lunges, might as well do 3 more. I know, they're tough. It's called chunking, right? It's called mindset, right? I had this conversation with a client before. You get to do 2 more. She's like, no, I have to do 2 more. I'm like, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to show up. You don't have to do this. You get to do this, right? Because this is beneficial for you. You get to come up and work out and to show up for yourself. It's all about how you perceive things, right? Oh, I have to go to work. Right? Well, society has kind of bred us to think we have to work 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, dead end job, and live the American dream in order to pay rent. Reality is that's just not the case anymore. 5, 4, right? 3, 2, and here we go. That's 1. Nice. You can work weekends, you can work evenings. You can find a side hustle, right? The bills aren't going to go anywhere. Shit. Right? Problems aren't going to go anywhere. Fine. But it's a good day because it's a day above ground. You get to wake up. You get to live this day. You get to have this moment, right? What are you going to do with it? Are you going to spend this time bitching and complaining about how hard life is? Or are you going to take your notes and make the best part of it? You know? Yeah, you may have to get up and work, but you get streaming services. You get to come home and you get to choose how you spend that evening, right? Are you going to spend it with loved ones? Or are you going to spend it in front of the TV with a beer? I choose to make the most out of every moment, but you need recovery. Think of the forge, right? They're forging a piece of steel into like this weapon, right? They take it, they heat it, they place it on an anvil, and they shape it, right? After they shape it, they cool it. That cooling phase is essential. Otherwise, the metal becomes brittle and frail, and it's no good. And then they sharpen the damn thing. That's exactly what we're doing here. All right. So now we're going to do lateral lunges. I know, lunges. What is this guy doing with all these lunges? All right, so what we're going to do, have a wide stance like so, okay? We're going to have our toes slightly outward. We don't want to put them too far out because body up. And then we're going to go down, stretch that inner thigh a little bit, and put some right there. We don't want to bend over like this. That's no good to anybody. It's putting yourself off balance, right? You want nice, slow, controlled movements. Keep that trunk center and focus on that center of gravity, okay? That's 10. I'm counting down. Here we go. 9. Good. 10 and 4. Nice, slow, control. 8. Here we go. 7. Good. 6. 5. 4. 3. I'm getting ahead of myself. 2. There you go. And 1. Good. Now take 30 seconds because that wasn't nearly challenging enough. Where is the sad face? I'm trying to send a text message. There, that one works. Cool. There we go again. Down, slow, control. That's 10, right? 10. And one on each side. We'll count this side because, well, that's just how we're doing it. Hello. 7. One down. 6. I know it's not either exciting. Lateral lunges. What the fuck? 5. But it's good for your leg health. 4. Right, that's 4. 3. This isn't challenging enough. Grab a weight. 2. And 1. Good. 30 seconds. We do it again. And then we move to the floor because why not? Right? I said it's a full body exercise. We're going to touch as many muscle groups as we can. So far, we spent a little leg heavy. We did our shoulders up against the wall, and now we did focus on the legs quite a bit. Now we're going to go down to the floor and work our core and our upper body. You know, one of the things that really bothered me about being in the fitness industry is this thing they call National Quitters Day. I'm not a big fan, right? And the thing is, everyone kind of sets up a resolution, and the majority of us give up on it a week, maybe 2 weeks into the new year. It's unfortunate, right? For some reason or another, oh, I can't afford a gym membership. I can't afford a personal trainer. I get that, right? It's not easy. And the cost of living is just getting higher and higher, right? But at the same time, you got to look out for yourself. You got to do what's right for you. If you can do a home-based workout every single day or 3 times out of the week at the very least, good for you, right? That's what we're here on this channel for, right? If you can't, if you need that accountability and you need to be held up to a certain standard, well, that's where personal training and gym memberships come in handy. Problem with the gym membership is they lock you into a contract. They charge you a monthly fee, annual fee, right? A cancellation fee. It's bullshit. They've kind of weaponized the fitness industry, right? And then personal training is super expensive. Super expensive. My goal is to try to make it more affordable to people, so I offer a subscription. Here's the flat rate, right? In fact, if you go to my TrainerWise site, you will find a $25 monthly subscription, 25, and you have access to multiple at-home body weight exercise workout plans. And the best part about it is there's no commitment. You're not locked into a 6-month contract where you're going to get billed every 2 or 3 weeks. No, this is something you get billed once a month. And if you decide that you can't continue, you can't afford it, well, then you get to cancel. No obligations, no hidden contracts, no hidden fees, no nothing. You just cancel and you're done. Right? That's that. Because it should be affordable. All right, so we're going to go down on the floor. But before we do, we're going to do a hip hinge. We're going to bend over and we're going to work to the glutes. Yes, I shook my ass on live YouTube. I just did it. Who cares? Here we go. Go down. Right? That's third. You know, exhale on your way down. Try to get yourself that couple extra inches there. That's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, up, wind picking up. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. We're going to do 2 more sets of that, and on the third set, we're going to go down and we're going to crawl out. So does anybody have any questions, concerns, compliments, issues they want to address? They just want to vent for a second? You know, it's a little weird just talking to the camera like somebody's watching because there's no interaction. It's just, I feel like I'm just talking to myself. So please, interact. Questions, complaints, concerns? Teresa plus Say hi, Teresa. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. Okay? Ryan Flip, owner, founder of Critical Gains Fitness. This is my dream. I'm trying to build a community where we focus on 5 pillars, obstacles and mental be overcome. Sometimes the biggest and most challenging obstacle is just getting out of bed, right? But you get out of bed, get to the gym, that's huge. That's a win right there. And that's an obstacle we overcome. 2, there's no excuses, right? You are capable of incredible things if you put your mind to it. Mindset, discipline, consistency, all of it. There's no excuse. Mindset is everything. That's our third pillar. Everything. A positive mindset is going to get you a long way. I have to do this. I have to do it. No, I get to do this. I get to do that. I get to get up today. I get today. Mindset, right? Commit to the grind. We commit. Consistent. Sometimes the biggest obstacle is just getting out of bed. But if we can get up and out of bed and we can be consistent with this, you're good, right? And consistency will get you results every single time. Number 5, we honor and respect ourselves and our community, right? How you treat yourself, how you talk to yourself, the self-care you provide yourself, the people you surround yourself with, the food you eat, the things you tell yourself, all of it. Honor and respect. Those are the 5 pillars that Critical Gains is founded on. Now, I have a bit of a medical background. I forgot to set a timer. I got a little carried away. I forgot to set a timer. We're going to do it anyways, right? So I have a medical background. I worked as a nursing assistant in the surgical ICU for about 4 years. Prior to that, I was a volunteer in the Atlantic Fire Rescue. So I understand emergency services. I understand the medical field. And I understand life happens, which is why I believe you are the expert on yourself. All right, we're going to bend over, touch your toes, exhale on the way down. That's 1, right? 2. I forgot to count down, too. 7. 6. I get a little carried away sometimes. That's okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Now it's a timer. Again, so I came from a medical background. My mother was an ICU nurse. My ex-wife was an ICU nurse. A lot of medical experience. And then I was the single lab coordinator for the nursing department at Eastern Florida State College. During COVID, that's when I decided to go after my personal training certification. I wanted to help people on a more personal level. I wanted to get involved on a deeper level, and personal training was that, right? I get to work individually, one-on-one, in a private area where there's no judgment, literally none, and help people work towards their goals, a pain-free, more fulfilling way of life. That's 10. 9. During my journey, 8, I was diagnosed with celiac disease. 7, I was working hard and I wasn't getting the results I was looking for. I was getting more bloated. I felt like I had the flu. 3, headache all the time. 2, all right, last one, we go down and we crawl out. 1, and crawl out. I'm going to put yourself in a plank knee position. Yep, wrong way. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're going to do a 30-second plank on our forearms. Forearms down, send the legs back. We're going to engage the glutes and brace the core. Like you're about to take a blow to the belly. So I was diagnosed with celiac disease. I had a headache every single day. I was getting rounder. I wasn't getting the results I wanted. I went to the physician. They said, well, sure, turns out you are indicative of celiac disease. And then they want to do a colonoscopy and an endoscopy to confirm. No offense, but I didn't really want to be turned into a pair of finger cuffs. So I decided, nope, the findings are good enough for me. Indicative. Okay, right? I think that's the right word. Celiac disease. Fine. I just decided to make the change anyways. I had an allergy test done, and it turns out I'm allergic to everything underneath the sun. Soy, peanuts, gluten, yeah. So best thing that ever happened to me, because it actually forced me to take a look at what I was putting in my body. It forced me to look at the food I was ingesting and so on. We're doing round 2, okay? On your forearms, up, and set the timer. Okay? And once I started doing that, everything just kind of fell into place. You know, the physicians, they tell you diet and exercise. What you fuel yourself comes first. And that's where a lot of people struggle right? They struggle with their sugar intake, diabetes, and then they struggle with their gluten intake, and there's all sorts of ridiculous diets out there. You know? Low carb, fucking keto, all sorts of stuff. And it's just, it's not that complicated. Just eat right. Look at the nutrition label. It's listed in order of abundance. Okay? If you're gonna go to the grocery store and you want to get like apple juice, if it doesn't say apples as a number one ingredient, then you're not drinking apple juice. Right? It's bullshit. Anyway. All right, round 3. Write it down. But I digress. I can go off about the FDA and the food system and the pyramid and all that stuff. Honestly, if you just, the less ingredients listed on the label, the better. Because part of the thing is they're required by law to tell you what they're putting in their brand. All right. I'll take 30 seconds and we're going to do push-ups. I love push-ups. I think push-ups are fantastic. But yeah, the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, people are required to put to list what they put in their products. If their list is like absurd, don't eat it. Don't buy it. And supplements are the same way. You don't need supplementation. Do you mean to tell me that cavemen and Neanderthals had access to supplementation back in the day? Really? And then you mean to tell me that these people starved themselves for days and days and days? No. I bet you back in the day, we would listen to our bodies, right? If we got hungry, we would look for something to eat. We want to sit there and starve, intentionally starve ourselves, right? We fast on a daily basis as it is, right? Every single night when you go to bed, after dinner, you're fasting. You're putting yourself in a state of fasting where you're not taking anything in. And you do that on a daily basis. This intermittent fasting thing, what you do is you're still fasting, but you're just closing the window for you to get your daily caloric intake brought in. And there's all sorts of conflicting sciences out there, right? High wind warning. Oh boy, high wind warning. Cool. All right, so we're going to do push-ups. So I like to do push-ups, but you got to be careful. If your wrist hurts, it's usually due to overflexion. So what you want to do is close your fist like so, and you want to brace your wrist. Okay? The other thing too is I found that if you turn your hands slightly outward, it helps keep them in the proper formation, so the elbows slightly tucked in. And you come down to a push-up position, get that chest to the ground, and then right back up. That's 10. 9, and we go down slowly. 1, 2, 3, and up. 1. Right? Excellent. 4. 5. I'm trying to count to 10 because I'm trying to break habits. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I need 2 more. 11, 12. Good. So I'm trying to get in the habit of counting backwards. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the reason why I want to start doing this is because I don't want to stack weights on top, right? I want to take it away. And I believe if you count from 1 to 10, you're stacking, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, so on and so on. Whereas if you're going the other way, 10, 9, 8, 7, right? I find a lot more people find that more rewarding, right? Like they're taking away, oh, I got one less to do, I got one less to do. Instead of having to get to this ideal version of where they want to be at, it relieves some of the tension. But I've been counting to 10 for God knows how long, it's a hard habit to break. Okay, here we go. So we're going to go back. If you can't extend your legs all the way back into the planking position, that's fine. Get yourself in the tabletop position here and just bring your knees to the ground. It's a modified version, which is fine. It'll still work. Okay? And ladies, I know you're not big push-up fans, and if you struggle with them, fine. Work on the cat-cows or the scapula push-ups, right? And what you want to do is bring the shoulder blades together, like so, right? And then come up and around the back. So for those who can do push-ups, and I highly encourage you to do push-ups, you want to back out, on your knees or not, you're going to go down to the count of 3. 3, 2, 1, 10. 3, 2, 1, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See what I'm saying? Seems to make it a little more tolerable. People are more inclined to be, oh, okay, I only got this many left. It's that mindset we talked about earlier. I have to do 5 more. I get 3 left. I got 3 left. Right? It's all perspective. In fact, the hardest thing I think for me about this whole journey of mine was shifting that mindset. I used to think the same thing. Crap, I have to work today. Crap, I have to pay this bill. I have to do that. Right? Well, streaming services. I'm paying for Disney Plus, for example. Instead of saying I have to pay for Disney Plus, I said, well, I get to watch this show. I get quality time with my kid because we watch this show together. I get quality time with my girl because we like watching this show together. And this show is available on Disney Plus. I get that opportunity to spend quality time with the people I care about. I get that. I don't have that. I don't have to have that. I can live without Disney Plus. I don't need it. I get it. I get that opportunity. And that opportunity is huge. Because you only get so many opportunities before we're gone. Here we go. Last set. That was a little dark and morbid, I'm sorry. Here we go. So we do 12, okay? 3, 2, 1, 12. 3, 2, 1, 11. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Cool. All right. Now I want to up and challenging a little bit. Up the challenge a little bit. If you have resistance bands at home, we can do push-ups with those, or we can change the position of our hands. For example, if you put your hands in a diamond formation here, it's going to focus more the triceps and the sternum. Okay, out wide, focus more the rotator cuff. Or you can get resistance bands, these guys here, okay, and you can increase the intensity of the push-up. Okay. Ooh, it's calling me. An emergency notification from Barbara. Yeah, just one advisory. I got that. I declined the phone call. Thank you. People are assistant. All right. What we're going to do, put our hands next up, okay? Down on the ground. Hard to do this. Okay. So I want to keep up on the fist. I'm going to go down to the push-up position, like so, and then back up. Okay, that can increase the tension on the way up. It's fine. That's 9, 8, 7. Oh, it's catching on my arm here. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. Okay. That's that. All right. Well, that's it. I'm calling it 5 minutes early. I hope you all enjoyed. Feel free to like and follow, please. It helps the channel. I'm trying to do this weekly to encourage more people to be up and active. Far too many of us are struggling day to day with anxiety and the pressures of everyday life. You have too few outlets. There's too little time in the day to get what you need done. This is a once a week full body exercise routine. Sometimes we'll switch up and focus one area more than the others, but feel free to follow along from home, ask questions, everything. Okay? I hope you guys have a great weekend. I know I did, and I'll see you next week.